Okay, we stopped and we started again, but YouTube has not connected again. We're gonna stop in time. We're coming back. Why YouTube still shows that it's not live on my end,
YouTube is
I don't
showing me
know.
that you're live.
I'm just not getting. Okay, there we go. YouTube is now live. There we go. We're back. Internet issues, gotta love them. Amazing stuff
Twitch is
here.
showing me that you're live. Cool.
So we're live in both locations again.
Yes.
Let's try to continue. This is so much fun. Isn't everybody just having the most fun right now?
Fun.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
You're talking like that, and Hina's gonna.
Well, then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
There's still more shit, right?
Yeah, there's still plenty of shit.
Okay.
There's some words for hero on that
What's
one.
wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
Wait,
No,
you
not
don't want to
quite
die,
yet.
do you?
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed. Odd? Huh?
Nobody talked about the chair or the poison yet.
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's. But that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
But who killed Sakura is.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine
That's a
shelf.
much faster way of doing that, okay.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Which wouldn't be the case because Sakura, the status of Sakura's body is that she was sitting against the, she was sitting on the bookcase. Or not the bookcase, but the couch. Which means status of Sakura's body is the correct bullet. I just need to fire it at that last statement.
Sakura was right there in front of me! I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No.
No, that's wrong.
You thought you killed her.
Sakura sitting upright
You
in
thought.
a chair.
You thought.
I bet you thought.
If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Why would she lie if she's admitting to killing her?
Sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
'Cause that's where all the blood was.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right?
Nope.
To make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors.
Then how do you pin the bodies?
They're like 90
Move
pounds.
a muscle-bound
Stop.
heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
Nope.
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Nope.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
Except you got everybody.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, She just snuck out of the locker into the group.
That would be fine if there was a larger group of us, but there were 2 of us in the room, 3 of us if you count Aoi. Then she went out and found the other 3. She was the only one that went out and found the other 3.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Not with a group this small, at least.
Yeah. But maybe like with 2 or 3 more people.
The locker was too small. I saw it for myself. The locker was already open, also.
Open the door to the rec room. Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously, Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
She wasn't.
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
Oh boy, hold on. Time to find out what that says. 1 second, let's see here. TTE.
My friend, I don't know what that says.
Ohayo? Gozaimasu?
You not know! You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
I don't know. I looked it up and TTE is just an acronym for a medical procedure, so I don't think that has anything to do with here.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if
It's
Genocide
specifically an
Jill didn't
ultrasound
do
of the heart.
That means Ogre
Don't think it
didn't
has
die
anything to
from
do
the
with
shot
this.
to the
No,
head.
probably not.
And
I decided to read a little bit more just in case they had a theory.
Can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could really be missing something so important? Another possible explanation. Maybe it's in another endless, or not endless, but what is it? Yellow powder, Monokuma file for Aoi's account. So it's probably yellow powder. Well, let's see.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of
No,
anything other than
that's where the yellow powder goes.
So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Yellow powder goes on her last statement.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack,
It's wrong.
what
You're wrong.
was it?
I'm wrong.
It's not yellow powder.
There's no other possible
The Monokuma
cause.
file then?
Yep.
What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Boop.
No, that's wrong.
I'm probably 1 step ahead because the yellow powder is going to prove
According
the
to the
footsteps.
Monokuma
Yeah.
file,
But the Monokuma
Sakura
file
had
mentions the
vomited
poisoning.
blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Ow, this is the back of her
If
head.
that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
And you're
No,
not?
I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or
She's not that
anything,
into them
what
once
made
they're
her
dead.
vomit
She
blood?
typically leaves.
Yeah.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely,
She dresses like a little detective.
Poisoned?
that's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
I'm betting that Sakura met with Aoi, correct? And basically told her, you have to kill me with poison, but I'm going to call the others and I'm going to give them a chance to try and attack and kill me. They won't be able to, and you can use them as a scapegoat. This will be your chance to get out. I can't, but you're my best friend, and this is your best chance to escape. Kill me and escape. That's my thought right
She
now.
was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
No one was speaking.
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals.
I gotta use the restroom.
And that's where I found...
If you want to keep clicking the button.
Sure? Okay. What's the pause button? Okay, cool.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle.
Paladin, it wasn't the candy. It was the drink.
But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Yeah.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It's blue text. I'm pretty sure that's the last thing. Wash your hands. What I thought. I mean, I assume you were probably going there anyway, but I always say it when you come out as soon as a flush. We should get you some soap for your bathroom. Sit down. Nasty
Hey,
ass
Paranoia, welcome
motherfucker.
back.
Nasty ass motherfucker.
It's not nasty, that's hand sanitizer.
This hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer is probably cleaner than soap. Hand sanitizer is probably cleaner than soap.
Turn me down.
Yeah.
How dare you?
You're currently quieter than the music. There you go.
First of all, how dare you? I have no power here.
I mean, you can always just move the dial back.
Yeah, fair.
On what shelf was all the supplements? I'm positive it was shelf A.
I got it! The poison was actually in section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
Except that they switched the contents. We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
It was swapped.
Protein? Can I see that bottle for a second?
It's Viagra.
Sure.
Swallow it.
Do whatever you like.
The rest of the trial, he just has a boner.
Amazing, Paranoia. You are amazing.
Stretch your fingers to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which could only mean the poison must have been in. Could it be the protein powder bottle? Really? I have to do a Hangman's Gambit about protein powder? Protein. Is it EI?
Yeah.
I can't fucking spell. This shit sucks for me. I can't fucking spell. I have dyslexia and I've always had a problem with spelling.
Drink.
Drink. Okay, that's...
So I was like, what?
Can't be powder. Yeah. I'm sure once I started seeing the letters fly, I would have gotten it, and I have 6 minutes, so it's like not the end of the world. These Hangman's Gambits are really not nearly as dangerous as they look.
Yeah, they look pretty dangerous.
The poison.
The more you actually look at
must have been
everything,
poured into the protein can.
everything about this is just like, if you take your time, you're actually fine.
Yeah.
You're really not in that much danger, except for maybe the barrage, the bullet barrage.
Yeah.
The proteins in the poison bottle. It seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
A protein drink.
You're saying they
Wait,
gave her a
so they didn't
protein
make an
drink,
agreement.
right?
Aoi showed up on the scene, knew this was going to happen, and gave her the protein drink knowing that she would drink the protein drink. I still think it's Aoi.
Protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
Because Byakuya wouldn't be doing this to himself. So it's either Kyoko or Aoi, and it's not Kyoko, because Kyoko was with us when the thing happened.
What?
That's all it
So
took
Aoi
to
killed her
kill
best
Sakura.
friend.
That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
This is yellow powder. No, not on the shoes. Footprints and powder.
I got it!
Man, there's like 3 clues dedicated to fucking yellow powder.
That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
Give me your shoes.
It was me.
Huh.
Aoi.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
Except Hina wasn't the one that swapped the protein and the poison. She came across her friend,
Bleeding and decided to get
go
her
grabbing
something.
the protein as fast as possible.
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep, I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
No, Byakuya's the killer. Byakuya was the one that switched the poison.
It depends on what Monokuma thinks, though.
Prints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
She's the one that dealt the
only
killing
people
blow.
Here who wear
Fair.
sneakers are
Makoto and Leon, Makoto and Hina.
I got it!
Because Leon wears sandals.
Oh, so Byakuya.
So Leon's
That
dead.
explains why you...
Yeah. Give me your shoes. That's still my favorite thing. Give me your shoes is still my favorite thing.
What a power move, though. Just saying, give me your shoes.
Give me your shoes.
Say it in the Byakuya voice.
It is, huh?
Say it in the Byakuya voice.
Give me your shoes. I require to see your shoes. Give me your shoes.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, there was only one other possibility.
By Stardust is missing out on today's episode.
Clap it for him.
I mean, we've laughed Give Me Your Shoes before.
But do it again.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, then that's left only one possibility.
Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Except we haven't finished all of the clues. We usually go through all the clues first.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them.
That was loud.
Rip it and rip it. It's like a line from Beyond Scared Straight.
Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another.
Yeah, Give Me Your Shoes is a line from Beyond Scared Straight, isn't it?
It sounds like it is.
Because that's like the, I'm gonna make you comb my chest hair. Like, it's that thing.
Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that?
Thought I heard the Pokeball.
Oh.
Thought I heard the baby.
Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
Did they had a good time?
They had a
didn't
very
they?
good time.
What
And their
doesn't
page
fit?
is now really clean.
Really clean.
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So I didn't notice I I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
You're the only one we haven't blamed
There's
yet,
nobody
so.
else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
You.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to section C and got the poison.
Knocked it over.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to section C to get the poison. Then moved to section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from section C to section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
That can't be true because there would have been footsteps from C to A.
Yep.
Unless she went out and around, which she wouldn't have if she was trying to be
In a hurry.
in a hurry or not cognizant of her footsteps. A little strange.
Can you repeat
know what
that
she's lying,
series of
right?
events one more time?
You know why she's lying, right? If
Because
her best friend is dead, she doesn't want to be alive either.
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
Forgot
It's
that we
the
were Big
same
Mac.
thing, no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
So we figured it out. So I uncovered the full truth of this case.
So glad to finally be rid of Funk. Yeah.
Oh, do you know it's Byakuya or do you think it's Byakuya?
He's the only one we haven't blamed yet.
Footprints in the powder is the correct thing here, probably. But let's see.
First, I went to section
I wouldn't have
C.
said anything if I knew it was him.
That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A.
That's probably
And
where I
that's
fire.
where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in section A.
That's true.
Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab.
That's true as well.
That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
So it's definitely... Yeah. So I fire
First,
it
I
where I
went to
fire.
section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
You said you went to get the poison from section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the
What do you
protein.
think his death is gonna be? Being the ultimate affluent prodigy. Do you think he's gonna get buried under a pile of money and suffocate?
That'd be interesting. Coins, maybe?
Yeah.
But the footprints
He's gonna get
left at the
reverse
scene
Scrooge
were not
McDuck.
moving from
All of the
section
coins are
C
gonna
to
drop on
section
him
A.
and crush him under the weight.
That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
She was in a hurry.
What the? Hina, what's What's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
Please do.
Because of course there's new evidence.
Please do, my love.
Impossible. There can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already. What is it you think you found?
I like that Byakuya is getting the
found
ninth degree.
this.
It's
It had
glass.
sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize?
It's a piece of
Well
glass from the
then.
mirror, from the thing. It's a piece of glass from the
Protein powder bottle.
Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Was it from the protein powder bottle, or was it from the window, and then we put the thing there?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Personally,
Yeah, rec room window.
it's the rec room window. I know that much.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right, it must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about
If it was actually the thing that was on the scene, and it was switched out for the protein powder later.
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Well, the poison should have been when I broke the rec room window. Should have been in section A of the shelf.
the bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein
Byakuya
can
was
we
the only one
found
that went back to the
behind
chem
the
lab.
was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
I'm sorry, Byakuya. I thought you were a prodigy. Can you not follow this
Granted,
conversation?
The bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
It was on top of the glass.
You already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here. It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you
It is
know
definitely
what I
Byakuya.
don't know?
so glad to finally be rid of Byakuya.
I'm so glad that not to be the voice anymore.
I love your voice, but I'm so glad to be rid of him.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be.
It was in there before the wreck.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
I don't even have to repeat that entire thing. I know the answer exactly.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
No.
What do you think, Makoto?
But who got the poison in the chem lab brought to the rec room? Had to have been Sakura.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Not a lie. Sakura definitely went to section C. Kyoko already knows the evidence we need. Because the yellow powder was on her shoes. This is yellow powder. Finally, we get to use yellow powder.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong!
Final strike is yellow
Do you
powder.
have any kind of proof?
This should prove it.
I was gonna say, it's definitely yellow powder.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
Yeah, who do we punish in a suicide, actually?
Nobody.
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab.
I like that her shoes say Sakura on them.
Thank you.
I mean, they're like school sneakers.
Yeah.
Like they're the
powder
indoor
was
school
yellow,
house
wasn't
slippers
it?
that you wear.
So the powder we found on Sakura, What else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
Who tried her hardest to go and get the protein powder to save her, but was too late, maybe.
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
When I killed Sakura, the connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. I wanted to explain it.
Here's my answer.
Sakura killed Sakura.
Yep.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
Yes.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky. I dream about it every night and day.
I can't believe it either.
Just spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I think most people know that song solely because of Space Jam.
Probably.
Because it's like the opening minutes of Space Jam is the kids shooting hoops in his like front yard.
I mean, I also liked that song as a kid, and I only saw Space Jam like once.
I saw Space Jam like 20 times. I fucking loves like where everybody else was like a Disney kid, I was absolutely like a Looney Tunes kid. Like I watched everything Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers. I didn't watch any Disney.
I did.
But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because Sakura wanted to create the lock room.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did.
And so the person that switched it was the person that found her in the first place. No, well, kind of. Aoi grabbed the poison off the ground and swapped it to try and prove, or to try and blame it on somebody
drank the
else.
poison and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina?
That's why she went straight to the thing and back. Was that she could pour the protein powder into it, put it on the shelf, run back, which would only allow her to go to and from the A shelf after the powder had spilled, and then drop it on the floor later.
You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door.
She would have picked it up and said, I'm gonna go get the others. And that's when she would have made the switch.
Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Normally, for her friend, she would have been the first one up in the scene, but she wanted to go away.
You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it?
Oh shit.
Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight
Yeah,
to the
but like,
section
how do
where
we
the
resolve
protein
this?
powder was
There's nobody to fucking execute.
There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you grabbed from the rec room. When you left
I
the
guess
lab,
I guess
all
it gets
you
resolved
had
the
was
same way
empty
that
protein can.
quote unquote or I guess I should leave the quotes for later, but how Junko quote unquote died.
Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect
There's no
sense.
murder, there's just suicide. In the same way that being punished doesn't actually cause death either, or doesn't cause a blackout.
And once you were back in the rec room, while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
With the closing argument. So,
We got half an hour, boys. Let's take a break.
let's see
Take
here.
a load off.
So everybody gets their notes, including Byakuya. Everybody gets their notes. Act 2, she shows up and immediately goes to hide in the... Is this hide in the locker or get out of the locker? I'm not sure.
Look through all of them.
Let me look through all of them and see if there's any... No, that's definitely hide in the locker. Then she sees from the locker, Hiro shows up. Hiro is confused, or not confused, but is scared.
Look at that baby face he's got. That's a baby face right there.
Sees the night bottle. Sees the notebook. No, bam, bam, then Toko. Writes Toko in the magazine. Runs away. Toko comes out, sees it written. Yeah, looks out, sees it written, places the notebook?
No. Toko looking out from the locker. The next one is the upside down. Look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, bam, bam, bam.
No, look to the left. See what her hand is?
Oh, okay, so yeah, that's where that one goes. So then...
That's her. That's that one. Peeking out.
Is
To the
peeking out? Okay.
No.
No.
To the left.
Oh, peeking out. Okay, I didn't see that one. Then she sees her. She's angry. Out comes Genocide Jill. Smashes the queen. Bam, bam, bam. Wakes up. Bam, bam, bam. Pulls Kim 9 out. Got it in her bloody hand. Drinks it. Everybody shows up. Oh, damn. Sees the bottle. Pockets the bottle. Goes out. Pockets the Kim, places the Kim.
All right, go back to the beginning, and I will double check you.
So let's see here. What we've got from beginning to end is... Let's see here.
The first one.
Leaving notes. First one is Byakuya getting the note as well, because those are the three people that got notes.
Yep.
Then Toko shows up first. Toko hides in locker.
Uh-huh.
Toko sees Sakura show up. Sakura hands the candy to Byakuya. Byakuya is scared, sees the bottles, grabs bottle, smashes bottle. Hold on. I feel like that's correct.
That's not correct.
I was saying that's not correct.
That was
It's shattering night, not that. Because he's already seen the bottles there.
Yeah.
Shatters night. Come through, sees the notebook, writes Toko's name in, runs the fuck away. Toko sees what's happened, sees that her name's written in it, places it back upside down. Sakura wakes up, is there, she sees blood, passes out. Genocide Jill. Genocide Jill, confused, grabs Knight, shatters.
Wait.
Sorry, not Knight, Queen. Shatters Queen.
Yes.
Stands over body menacingly, shuffles as much as what she can away, runs the fuck away.
Look at that running animation.
Then we got Sakura,
Yep.
who's bloodied, but not dead, decides now's the time that she's going to drink the poison. She's got the poison in her bloody hand. Drinks it. Then we show up. We see the body. We bust in. Nothing's happened. The killer notices what's going on, sees the empty poison bottle, nabs it, pockets it. Goes out of the scene, enters in after everybody else has exited, takes the new bottle out of her pocket, places it in the scene.
Yep. There we go.
The killer is you! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko.
This art always makes Toko look so cute.
It does. She's so cute.
She looks less like grossly like
Gremlin,
whatever.
like-
Yeah, grossly gremlin like, and more
Hasn't
like
showered in 3
yeah,
weeks.
and makes her look actually like kind of cutely worried.
Yeah,
She
like
got there
Toga
one step
cosplayers are
ahead
so
of
precious.
everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
The thing is, do Genocide Jill cosplayers wear a giant foam
She
tongue?
found it.
Maybe.
Because they
She
should.
crawled into the locker to
should.
get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
I can't see Hiro making that top right face ever.
And
No.
attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began
Well, it's artist
covering up his
interpretation.
crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toka. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her
Half the
second
time they call her
personality
Genocide
also
Jack,
saw
half the time they call her
blood-soaked
Genocide
Sakura,
Jill.
Yeah.
Just choose one.
and she
Right.
freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath.
Which is why she had a smile on her face.
Later on, the rest of us discovered
Fuck
that her
was
body
that?
was in there.
I don't know.
Doing Amazon? What you doing?
Smashed the door's window.
I think that was Amazon. I think that was just my power. Yeah,
It was your power.
That was just my power.
We're still online, so.
But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort...
I love these ending
They really are.
things. I love that you can
That's
say
the
they
full
really
truth
are,
of the case.
and like it doesn't need an explanation. It's just like just going the next step down what I'm about to say.
Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened?
She's dead.
Makoto, how did you...
Why aren't you
How
dead?
did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
A. Final result A. 100 medals!
Yes! Which is good because we need at least 10 now.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point.
You must acquit. If the glove does not fit, you must acquit. That was the phrase they used during the O.J. Simpson trial. Because there was a glove that was found at the scene of the crime that they believed was used to hide the fingerprints, but it didn't fit O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
So they were saying that he couldn't have been the killer because the glove didn't fit on O.J.'s hand. Here's the thing: is everybody assumes that the glove in fact shrank because whenever it was whenever the blood got to it, it was a leather glove that shrank after it got like wet. So everybody believes that OJ in fact did it, but because his lawyer, who was actually Kim Kardashian's father, which is how they got their entire fortune, was because they were OJ's defendant. They eventually were able to acquit him of his wife and her lover's death.
Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened?
I mean, it's Sakura.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
But how can she be the blackened and the dead at the same time?
What's it gonna be?
There was literally like anybody else other than the suicide victim.
Yeah.
Can we even vote her? I guess we can. I didn't think we were allowed to vote for the dead, but okay.
We are.
I mean, we have to
In
be able
this
to.
situation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who'd killed Sakura was Sakura herself. Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
That's the whole truth, huh? I'm sorry. So, that's the whole... Sorry. Let me get into my voice. The easiest way to get into this voice for me is to say, I'll have you know that my papa owns the largest yacht on this lake, and he will have words to say to you. So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
Thinking.
And yet you... Why did you do that?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? And the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. That's why
You should have been the one
I
to
couldn't let her be
die.
the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you're gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We have to pay for our crimes. You're serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand. Let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying around with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just wanting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hands. I found it on the ground, in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. Right after Genocide Jack had attacked me, Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me, my closest friend got hurt. So Sakura, because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she had asked me to meet with... So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But,
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you... Please, don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood she was a friend to all of us. Yet...
why?
Yet... You traveled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding. Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
Forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was? Seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how you'd punished her. That's how far you'd pushed her. What happened?
Hina.
You came. Hey, right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
So glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. And that's why there was the locked room, because she didn't want Aoi to get back in. That was the last conversation I had with her. When I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for, when I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken some from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. By the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please.
Let me... Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other person. She got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness, that's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner, and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. Could never face her after this.
Hey, hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
this is taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Yeah, of course, I know what she was thinking. Just her and me.
In other words,
Well, what I'm really trying to say is,
yes indeed.
don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? Hina already... Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room. Then you lied to me? Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
You can't help if you totally look my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You're the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? And scene. Cut!
And
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey, hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
Hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You never hear the rest of the story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes,
Okay, jeez. Talk about a buzzkill. All right, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in the strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed.
Why is it
under
every
my
other line?
watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness.
And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the
And what
mastermind.
the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive. I saw the weakness in my own heart, The mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And before that, and more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic. Or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on
So
me.
this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I have decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
Mastermind demanded that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I am willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning.
Damn.
Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
Damn. I've never had people like you in my life. And Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
Way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much. No normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other. But you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, the next victim? Nobody blames anyone. First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste. Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. Nobody can blame Hina either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered. Because the one we need to destroy is you. Nobody else. What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go. But anyway, you're not sure. Are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember? Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that. Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I'm bowing out of the game.
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost the sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it. What's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya? Does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moving by some thoughtless sentimentalism. If that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go. If the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
Want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? She's dead. You're not gonna... Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can't just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you I'm very particular about the bear times one rule?
Listen up!
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest.
Let's give it everything we've got!
Oh no.
It's punishment time!
Hey, the Cyber Teddy, welcome out. I admire the fact that you're reading all this. Yeah, anytime that we do like a visual novel style game, whether it be like an Otome or this kind of stuff, I always like to read the voices, especially like,
I offered to read all the ladies.
but we had already started, so
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe one day when we get back to playing a JRPG, you will have a chance to do that.
Fair.
I've actually been playing through Final Fantasy IX in my spare time, and that's a fun game so far. I finished just disc 1 of 4 today.
No!
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 Hell no! You motherfuckers! How fucking dare you? Alter ego! We should never have put him on. I was expecting I was expecting it to be the person that they mentioned whenever they were talking about like
Who's the 16th person?
not the 16th, but I was expecting something else. I was not expecting motherfucking alter ego. Which means somebody must have gone and gotten alter ego for Monokuma. Because he couldn't have gone in by himself.
Yeah.
You suck, man! You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk! That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say the post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. I'm all about that grilled goodness. Fried. Broiled?
Now
Give me a break.
Well, you know, now we think it sucks, Teddy. Now we think it sucks.
The color, the smell, the succulence. Grilled is where it's at.
Oh, I'm so pissed off.
We had grilled chicken.
I'm so pissed off.
You fucking just finished streaming this game. It's so intense. What do you guys think? We're having a lot of fun with it.
No, we're not.
I'm very angry at Monokuma right now. This is the first one where I've felt like legitimately like bad about. I've read this out before, so yeah, this is alter ego going back through about.
Anytime it's sepia, we don't ever read it again.
Typically speaking, we know what happened during the sepia moments. Sepia.
Because it's usually something we saw yesterday.
Alter ego's words raced through my heart and soul. My disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over, bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend. How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh? You're friends with the laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with the basketball? Shut the hell up. He wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend. You killed him. Is this what you call animism? Where the soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So, you finally noticed him.
Finally, it's been like one day.
Finally? No, I knew about him from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew. And you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in the laptop, it was... I guess you could call it a gift from me to you. Or maybe like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey.
Gave up when Sakura died. And on top of Chihiro died too. It's all good. Characters are dead. All the good characters are dead. Who are your favorites? Of the characters that are still alive, my favorite is Hina.
Hina's a good girl.
Hina's the character that I like. It's probably Hina, then Hiro. Byakuya is my least favorite.
Same.
Toko's my least favorite after that. Then it's probably Kyoko, then Genocide Jack.
Okay.
So I think from top to bottom, currently that's still alive, it's Hina, Genocide Jack, Kyoko, Toko, Byakuya.
Okay.
But sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
Want to work as hard as everyone else can get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better. Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this. Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What? There's more to the will?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left to Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly.
What are we gonna kill him?
One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully, it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? Clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the Mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here. And so I've learned one thing, which is the Mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word, and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Alter our memories. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit? It makes our brain rumble and tumble, huh? Makes you so mad you don't even freaking know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid! It's not to give back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. I could never let you greaseballs have it.
Too bad.
It sucks for you, losers. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now? There's one last line in the note. Let me just say this to the Mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it. Megumin is pissed.
Yes, he is.
Huh. Wow. What a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die, she'll fight you. Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was all that about? Sakura's final message? The last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school? Mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Ooh.
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The Mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the Mastermind did? What did the Mastermind do to us? My theory so far is that I'm thinking Kyoko is actually somebody else stuck in Kyoko's body. That all of our memories have been erased for some reason, and that we're in some sort of Truman Show-esque situation. Don't tell me if I'm right.
I also think that whoever this body is that she's wearing, their brain is in her body. And that's the 16th student.
That's a good, interesting thing. Don't tell us if we're right. Because if you know the answer, please do not tell us if we're correct. We want this to be as blind as possible. But I think this is some sort of Truman Show scenario where they're having us, like, televised. Because, like, what else is the point of this?
Yeah.
The Mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And then we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off? The bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo.
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone. The Mastermind roofied the students? Well, I feel like that's probably at least part of it, but...
Paranoia, I thought you played this game.
No, he hasn't.
Oh.
Paranoia gave us the game because he thought it looked cool.
Oh, okay. I thought he gave it to us too.
Paranoia gave us all of the games because he thought they looked cool and wanted us to play them.
Cool.
Which I find ridiculous, but simultaneously incredibly endearing. Thank you very much again.
I'm very appreciative.
But
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. But he must feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl.
Someone just punch him. Break those fucking glass.
The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured out everything else.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
I see what you mean. Then I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? Did you just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
Can't suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master. What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball. Because you are a sleazeball. Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm. Now, no wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abusive give and take. Me! I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. The story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us. Bing bong. Nighttime announcement. We've read that a million times. Now time descended and pulled me down along with it. Down into sleep. Couldn't remember the last time I've fallen into such a deep sleep. The night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? Voice dragged me from my deep sleep into a hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. Kyoko?
Kyoko?
Why are you in our room?
Why do you have access to my room?
Yes, it's me.
Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up.
This is why we wait to start
I see.
the trial until the next stream.
Yep, because there's just no fucking end to it.
There's really not. We're
door.
about to be going for almost 3 hours.
It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless.
That's only like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It just feels like longer because we kept breaking.
It's unlocked? You serious?
Hey,
Always. And you don't have to overact like every time you're surprised. But what time is it?
correct.
3 o'clock. In the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? What was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Do we save this for later or do we do it now?
I think we're doing now, honestly.
Alright. We're doing it live. It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. What's your favor?
So,
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I'll fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered. Data center on the 4th floor. What?
goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center. But I thought it was locked. Let's go ahead and end it there.
No!
Fine.
What time do you have to get up tomorrow?
I go to work at 8.
Oh, okay, we can stop. You sure? Okay,
I gotta pee though.
okay,
So you keep doing the thing.
okay. You guys get to hear my voice for a while. I'm sorry. I made my way into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Where's this little mousy mouse? Okay, that worked. Eventually, I wound up at the data center. But when I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hand to the door and with a certain amount of force, rattle, rattle, it didn't open. tried again, but rattle, rattle. It must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? The data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh, what are you doing up, mister? Yeah.
Damn it!
Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh, well, I just... You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But...
Hey!
I can see that you don't. Don't waste my time telling me crap that I can see for myself.
Unbelievable.
It looked like you might break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? No, nothing like that. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know?
Stop being weird and go back to bed. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko? You too?
You guys?
Just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head back. What? Did you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay. Yeah, go on, get out of here. Shoo, shoo.
We left and went back to our rooms.
And then,
Goodbye.
hold on. Listen, what was all that about just now? She woke me up, and we go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked. Then she showed up late, and we leave without checking a single thing. What's the point of all that? Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversation, just like it always is, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. As I turned to leave.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
New character name. Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering into my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school.
Mukuro
The
Ikusaba.
one they call the ultimate despair.
Huh.
Watch out for her.
All-Star Apologies, Chapter 4, the end. 6 remaining. 7? Dun dun dun! Yes, you are right, Cyber Teddy. We got the altar lump. That's just in poor taste. Fuck you. You know what that is, right?
Alter ego.
It's alter ego turned into a Monokuma lump.
A smoosh.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
That's gonna be where we end it then.
All right.
Thank you, everybody who came out to today's stream. I've been Paladin. This has been Megamine.
Boy.
This has been Danganronpa V1 Trigger Happy Havoc. For those who are new here, we stream every Tuesday and Wednesday. Usually. And sometimes I stream on Thursdays, but it's usually not very often. And every now and again I might do something on Saturday. We're not sure. The two scheduled streams are where me and Megamine here, formerly known as CPQ, stream together and typically playing the same game throughout until we finish it, which will be Danganronpa going forward, are going to be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Thank you everybody who came out, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.